Hello, I'm Dr. Matloob Khushi. So in this video, I'm going to talk about our breathing. How should we be breathing? To make my point clear, I'll give you an example. What will happen if I ask you to hold your breath for the next 3 minutes? After 3 minutes, you probably be not around to listen to me anymore. Most of us will die for holding our breath for 3 minutes. But if I ask you to not eat for the next 2 weeks, you can still live just on water. So on average, you can live for 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but not for 3 minutes without air, or precisely saying oxygen. But how much time do we spend on planning for food and drinks that we only need few times a day? Probably we're spending a lot of time. But on the other hand, on average, we need 25,000 breaths a day. But still we do not learn whether our breathing habit is good enough for a healthy life. Are we taking enough oxygen and exhaling appropriately to be mentally and physically healthy? So let's do a quick experiment right now and count how many breaths do you take in a minute. We will count breaths for 15 seconds and then multiply by 4 to get per minute breaths that you take in a normal conditions. So when I say go, you will start counting your breaths, and when I say stop, you will stop counting your breath. Are you ready? Stop. Okay, so how many breaths did you take in these 15 seconds? It could be 3, 4, 5, 6 or even higher. Just multiply with 4 and see what you get. If your answer is around 20 or more than 20, then it's no good. Average healthy person takes between 8 to 16 breaths per minute. Means 2 to 4 breaths per 15 seconds. Over than this mean there's a problem. There's a condition called tachypnea or hyperventilation, which could be anything from lung infection to heart disease. This is like heartbeats. The lower you got, the healthier you are. Fast or shallow breathing could also be an indication of carbon dioxide built up in the bloodstream, which makes the blood acidic. So your brain signals the respiratory system to breathe fast in order to push carbon dioxide out and oxygenate your blood. Fast breathing could also happen when you are always in rush. Imagine if you have encountered a snake. Suddenly, in less than a second, your sympathetic nervous system will activate your survival mechanism. Within no time, nerve cells will be firing chemicals into your bloodstream. Your respiratory system will increase along with your heart rate. Blood will be channeled away from your digestive system into your muscles and limbs to deal with the situation. Your eye pupils will dilate as your awareness is sharpened to supermass. So within a second, now you are prepared to fight a snake or run away from this dangerous. So imagine you are in this situation all the time. Maybe less intense. A snake, which is our metaphor for something getting done urgently, is following you and your body systems are struggling to cope with the demand. So that could be the reason that you feel that I'm too busy, I don't have enough time to even think, I'm sick, I'm too old, I can't do it. These are the systems of shallow breathing and sympathetic overdrive. So if you have understood the problem, here's the solution for you. So just for a few minutes, any time of the day, as many times as possible, just focus on your breath. Take a deep, long breath and exhale longer than normal. Deep, long breath and then exhale longer than the normal. Feel like by taking deep breaths, you are oxygenating your blood and all cells of the body. And by exhaling, you are throwing out all the bad energy and bad carbon dioxide. Try to exhale a little longer than inhale. Completely empty your lungs and stomach. This will help you to feel relaxed, energized, and better.